Our contestants in the Humorous contest will give us today our daily dose of laughter and maybe even a little harmless overdose. Our contest chair has been a Toastmaster for 5 years, and she competed in all contest categories at the division level in her journey with Toastmasters. She is the recent ex-president of Ras Tanura Toastmasters Club. The hands-on approach in Toastmasters equipped her to emerge as the first female drilling engineer in Saudi Aramco. The contest chair attributes all her successes to God and Toastmasters training. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ines Arapi.
Thank you very much, Madam MC, for that very warm introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, welcome to 2015 Humorous Speech Contest session. This session is one of the highlights in our contest season. And I can see the anticipation on your faces. It is no secret, Toastmasters love to have fun. The simple fact that you feel better after a good laugh should let you know that humor must be good for you. And people say that laughter is like medicine to our soul. I will begin this contest with an overview of the humorous speech, the procedures for the benefit of our newer members and guests. The purposes of humorous speech contest include: 1, to provide a learning opportunity by observing our most skilled speakers who have benefited from Toastmasters training, and to recognize the value of humor in our speeches. Today's contest will be conducted as per the 2014 International Rule Book. The contestants, and the functionaries have been briefed. There will be 1 minute of silence between contestants for judges to mark the ballots. And at the end of the contest, the last contestant, there will be 3 minutes of silence for the judges to mark and return all the ballots to the tally counters. Protests will be limited to judges and contestants alone and should be lodged with the chief judge prior to announcing the winners. For this evening, we have 5 contestants. The speaking orders were drawn earlier today, and the contestants would be: the first contestant, Toastmaster Sultan Al-Kayo, Toastmaster Mohammed Ishfaq, Toastmaster Mohammed Katani, Toastmaster Mary Kulandeswamy, and the last speaker, number 5, would be Toastmaster Nasheed Abdul Khalid. Please, may all the speakers stand up, please. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now sit down except you're in for an exercise. Please listen carefully to the following rules. Number 1, please switch off your cell phone, turn it to the silent mode. And there will be no flash photography during the contest, so we do not distract the contestants. No one will be allowed to leave the room during the contest. But our dear contestants, you may stay in, or you may leave the room, but on the condition that you do not run away. You are also allowed, our contestants, to laugh at other people's jokes, but do not laugh at your joke if nobody laughs. And my dear, I would like to advise, do not go over the time limits, because this will be very funny to your competitors. For the rest of the audience, if you got a joke later than others, Laugh only when the next joke is on. And one important rule would be, let us have fun as Toastmasters. Are the timers ready? Good. Chief Judge, may we begin the contest? Thank you. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Sultan Al-Khair. No way, mother. No way, mother, Toastmaster Sultan Al-Khair.
No way, mother. No way, mother. Please, someone keep her away from me. Contest chair, honorable judges, fellow Toastmaster, distinguished guests, good evening. Few years ago, during the summer, on Thursday, I went home around 6 p.m. I was so exhausted after a long day at work. I decided to take a short nap for 30 minutes. I woke up around 11 p.m. Oh no, I said, it's too late. Everyone was asleep, I'm all alone. The satellite receiver was broken, so there is no TV to watch. I decided to go to Farm 5 and buy something to read and get occupied. I was wearing my pajama, which is an Egyptian top called jalabiya. My car key was on the TV, on the top of the TV set next to it with 50 riyal. I said, no need to go upstairs and change my pajama. It will take time. The supermarket, my clothes. So here I go, leaving Saudi Aramco camp to Farm 5. I went to the supermarket. I purchased a magazine and a newspaper. I paid around 25 riyal. On my way out, I saw an old poor woman sitting next to the supermarket gate. I approached her with a greeting, and I offered her the money that I have. But she didn't take the money. And instead, she started staring at me for a few seconds. Suddenly, she stood up so quickly and started hugging me so tight and shouting, oh, my son Ahmed! Oh, my son Ahmed! Where have you been all this long time? She caught me by surprise. I said, excuse me, I'm not your son. I'm not Ahmed. Then she shouted again, stop lying, stop lying. You just abandoned your own mother so you don't spend your money on me? I don't need your money. I just want to go and live in your house. I don't want to live in the street. You are a very bad son. You are a very bad son. And second, the entire place got so crowded with a lot of people. I overheard an outraged remark by some of the crowd. This man has abandoned his own mother. Others said, this guy tried to steal this old woman's money. And others said, this guy threw his mother out from his house. Two police officers were patrolling the area. They stopped immediately after they saw the big crowd. They came running to find out what was happening. All what they heard is the outraged remark by the old poor woman and by some of the crowd. One of the police officers came to me and said, Brother Ahmed, why don't you be good son, take your mother back to your house? I looked at him and said, excuse me, first, my name is not Ahmed. Second, she's not my mother. I said, well, then show me your ID to prove to us that you are not Ahmed. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't bring my ID. Can you see me in my pajama? I said, this is not a good excuse. As I mentioned before, it was during the summer, so it was hot, humid. I was sweating a lot and bothered from the heat, especially this old poor woman kept holding to me all the time. And she kept calling me with all bad names. I could not handle it anymore. I pushed the old poor woman away from me. She fell on the ground. That moment, high-ranked police officer lieutenant has just arrived. He saw me pushing the old poor woman. The first thing he did before investigation, he slapped my face. And my first reaction, without thinking, I slapped him back. The other two police officers, they start helping the lieutenant. And it became the big fist fight. Right jab, left jab, double uppercut. I'm not Ahmed, I'm Muhammad Ali. Can you imagine I've been a very peaceful person for my whole life? And now look at me. I become street fighter against whom? Police officer, the law enforcement in the country? What this happened? Oh, Ahmed, what have you done to me? While the fight was going on, right jab, left jab, double uppercut, another police officer joined the fight. His fist was bigger than the size of my head. He successfully landed his punch on my face. Now my right jab, my left jab, gone with the wind. His punch was so powerful, that woke me up in my deep sleep. Indeed, it was my worst nightmare that I ever had in my entire life. I would like to leave you with two advice. One, please don't let my nightmare discourage you from helping and donating to poor people. But if you want to donate your money to a poor old woman, do it fast. I mean it. Do it fast. Leave your money never before she gets you. Second, please remember, before you go to sleep, put your ID in your pajama pocket. In case police officer asks you for your ID in your dream. I love you, mother. I love you all. To the church.
One minute silent, please, for the judges to mark the ballots. 1 minute's over. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Mohammed Ishfaq. Life, wife, and Toastmasters. Life, wife, and Toastmasters, Toastmaster Mohammed Ishfaq.
Research shows that the world number one fear is public speaking. I simply don't believe it. Let me introduce to you the fear of married life, the fear of wives. Let me ask you a question. Out of the couples here, can a gentleman claim he is not afraid of his wife? No. As expected. I myself consider myself a miserable husband. Let me explain this situation with a personal story. As I met a couple of my friends in the hospital, they both were looking badly injured. If somebody kind of crushed them, I asked him, "What happened to you?" As one explained, "Little mistake. These mobile devices, everybody loves them. My wife has a mobile with dual SIMs. And by mistake, I created her contact, wife 1, wife 2. And upon finding that, I didn't get a chance to explain it to her. Something happened, and you're seeing me in the hospital." The other said, "I was in front of the TV as my wife asked, 'Darling, what's on the TV?' Dust. Poof, something happened. I couldn't see anything for a couple of days. On day 3rd, I could see things a little bit, as my swelling of my eyes reduced. And by the way, what happened to you? You also had a fight with your wife." They asked me. Me? She came to me walking on her knees and palms. Impossible. How is it possible? What did she say? She said, "You can't hide under the bed for the whole night. Come out and fight me like a man." Life was miserable. Under the bed. I couldn't sleep the whole night until somehow in the morning, as I had a dream. And the humorous champion, Muhammad Gahtani, he came and he asked, "Why are you looked so troubled?" I explained the situation to him. And he suggested, why don't you apply what we learn here in Toastmasters? Try to evaluate her. This was a terrible idea, but I thought, let's go for it. Next morning was our wedding anniversary. I left home, shut off my cell phone, didn't go to office, and came back very late in the night. As I approached the door, there she was standing, full of anger. Have you lost your mind? And then she went on and on for another 30 minutes of tirade. Then she said, I would like to end this fight, but your deafening silence is making this house a hell. Do you have anything to say for yourself? I said, darling, I'm going to explain the way we do it in Toastmaster. I'm going to mention some of the things which I liked about your speech. And I'm going to explain certain things you can improve. So the things which I liked, starting with, you open your speech with a thought-provoking question. Have you lost your mind? I was intrigued. I wanted to hear more. Your body language, excellent. At one point, your eyes were bulging out with flames. You stunned me. And excellent use of the props. When you were throwing things at me, I couldn't hold my eyes off from you. Now, the things where you can improve your speech. You should always stick to your subject of the speech. Initially, you complained for me being late. That was nice. But then you started complaining about my friends, my mother, and the way I leave my clothes at this. I got confused. Second, you need more voice modulation. You were speaking monotonous, screaming for 30 minutes. I couldn't get it anything. And lastly, regarding your time, 30 minutes is too much. You got disqualified. Ladies and gentlemen, this technique has helped me a lot in my life. With my boss at home and with my boss at office. I'm going to leave you with a question. Either to use the technique of evaluating your other person, your friend, the person you're talking or with which you're fighting, with the Toastmaster evaluation, or stay happy and blessed under the bed.
No, 1 minute. 1 minute silent, please. One minute's over. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Mohammed Katani. Up in the air. Up in the air, Toastmaster Mohammed Katani.
I hate flying. And it's not just because of fear of heights or because of my name, which is, by the way, is in the most wanted list. That's actually true. Every airport I go to, I'm faced with this statement. A green passport. Muhammad Adal al-Qahtani. This way, please. And it's followed by an hour-long strip search. But no, that's not what I hate flying. I hate flying because you sit in one chair for hours. And I hate that. So how do I fix it? I sleep. Last year I had this flight from Dubai to Los Angeles, 16 hours. That's a lot of sleeping. So what I did before the flight is I stayed up for 2 straight days. So just when I go into the plane, I can go to sleep. But that did not happen. Let me tell you why. Started by the annoying pilot. As soon as I got on my chair and sit down, the pilot comes in on the intercom. This is your captain speaking. I would like to welcome you. I sat on my chair wondering, wait, who's the outboard counter here? Seriously, come on. And now that's over. Then comes the safety message, as loud as you can. Welcome to this A346-Alpha 9 Airbus. Please watch while we teach you how to fasten a seatbelt. Please do not use any electronic devices like a CD player or a remote control car. When was the last time you sat in a plane talking to the guy next to you in the aisle and a remote control car flew by? I would like to update that message and make it more realistic, like saying something, please switch off your iPhones, your Galaxies, your Blackberries. If you are a Nokia user, please identify yourself so we can all laugh at you. I'm not going to teach you how to fasten your seatbelt because if this plane crashes, there's no way you're going to live. Now that's over. And I thought, now I can go to sleep. Now the annoying flight attendant comes in. I'm trying to sleep, she comes in. Sir? 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 What? Would you like some orange juice? Some water maybe? I'm just trying to sleep. Okay, sorry. Sir? 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 What is it? Would you like to buy some perfumes, maybe? Perfumes? No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Now that's over. I'm trying to go to sleep. The guy next to me, I think he's tired too, because while I was sitting on my chair, he sat next to me. He put his head on my shoulder. I'm thinking, oh, poor guy, he's tired. Let him have it. 5 minutes later, he put his arm on my chest. Okay, that's a bit uncomfortable. 5 minutes later, he put his leg on my legs. Okay, what am I allowed to do now? And then he started talking in his sleep. Baby, I missed you so much. That was wrong. And wrong. Miss, please, I would like to change my seat, please. She was able to change my seat. I sat on this chair. Then I was met with another annoying person. The person who always leaves his chair. This is a person who always picks the window seat, even though he always leaves his seat. So I'm sitting next to him. And every 5 minutes, that's exactly what he does. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I just forgot something. Excuse me. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I asked to change my seat. And they sat me next to this guy. Now, I'm not going to talk about him first. Let me talk about the guy in front of me. In front of me, there's a seat with a kid. And for an entire hour, this is what I'm looking at. He didn't blink or anything. And you can tell he's going to grow up to be a sociopath because his brother next to him started crying. And without breaking contact with me, he's like, shh, 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 shh. Hello, Clarice. My name is Muhammad. Yeah, but I like to call you Clarice. The guy next to me, he was watching a movie, a comedy movie. He has his headphones on, and every 5 minutes, this is what I hear. Are you related to Muhammad Zawad by any chance? So the plane landed and I could not get any sleep. But I thought to myself, hey, how can I get some sleep? Let me listen to something that will calm me down. So I thought I'll put that radio channel where you have the sounds of the waves. I mean, like you all have listened to that. So I sat down, closed my eyes. I put it on. And I'm listening to the sounds of the waves. The sound of the dripping water. The sound of the rain. Now I need to use the bathroom. The plane landed. And I'm thinking, this is it. I'm just gonna leave the plane, leave the airport, just go back to my hotel, and maybe just sleep like a baby. This is it. Just a few more minutes. I go to the customs, give them my passports. Green passport. Muhammad Abdullah Al-Qahtani. This way, please. Back to you.
Thank you. One minute of silence, please. One minute is over. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Mary Kalandeswamy. Contradictions in life. Contradictions in life, Toastmaster Mary.
In the classroom, teacher said to the students, all idiots stand up. Only John stood up. Teacher said, oh, you are an... No, ma'am, no. I just can't bear you standing alone. That was a controversial thinking. Contest chair, honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters, very good evening. Our lives filled with contradictions. From our goals and aspirations to our moral values and beliefs, contradiction is everywhere. In a mental hospital, journalist asked doctor, "Doctor, how do you differentiate the patient is normal or not?" Doctor said, "It's very simple. I'll fill the bathtub with water. Then I'll give the spoon, glass, and bucket. Then ask the patient to empty the bathtub." Journalist said, "Of course, the normal person could use the bucket because it's bigger." Doctor said, "No, you silly man. Normal person simply could pull the plug off." "Nurse, admit this man to room 33. Contradictions are different in our life. I too faced contradiction in my life while in Saudi Aramco. When I was a new hire of Saudi Aramco, and I used to live in Udelia camp. One day I wanted to go to commissary. When I started to walk on the street, I felt it was so hot because it was summer. I could not bear the heat. I wished if someone could give me lift to go to commissary. Like a magic, suddenly one car came and stood next to me. That was a quite old camp car. I looked inside. Oh, that was my preceptor Rosaline. She said, "Hi Mary, where are you going?" I told her, "I'm going to commissary." "Get inside car, I'll give you a lift." I sat inside. Oh, it was damn hot then outside. It was no AC inside. I tried to buckle my seat belt. There is no seat belt. She told me it's okay. The security man, he knows about me and my car. I was just started to lean on my seat. Oh, the seat went just right back. almost lying on the seat. By then reached security gate. The security man did not see me. Even I did not see him because I was lying down there. By then reached security commissary gate. I just wanted to get out of the car. I tried to open the door. I could not. She told me, Mary, you have to use full force. Maximum force I used. It worked. I just got out of the car and running towards the commissary to cool myself. Then I noticed, oh my God, what is something in my hand? It's a car handle. Rolling car. Oh my God. There was another incident took place at my home. I have 2 children, one boy and girl. When they were very small, they always used to fight for small things, silly things. One day I called my sister. I told her, I can't bear this fighting anymore. She said, it is a common. I managed to stop it with an idea, which shared with me. One day, when her children were fighting, she said to the children, I am not going to hurt you all. I am going to hurt myself. She just lit the candle and she told them, I am going to hurt by dropping the wax on my hand. The children were running towards her and said, Mom, don't do it. We love you so much. We will stop fighting anymore. She told me, try this technique with your children. I thought, oh, this is a very good idea. As usual, one day my children were fighting and screaming at home. Immediately I took the candle and lighted. I told, you see my children, you are making my life crazy, very miserable. I am not going to hurt you all at all. I am going to hurt myself. Look, I am going to drop the wax on my hand. My children were running towards me. I thought, oh, this idea is going to work for me too. My son suddenly pulled the candle from me and said, Mom, you don't do it, I will put the drop for you. My daughter said, no, it's me, I am the one going to put for you. They started to fight like anything. Who is going to hurt me first? I really got fed up. The same time my husband arrived home and he said, my children were running towards him and said, Dad, mother is trying some new technique to stop her fighting. I said, I'm fed up with your children. I can't manage anymore. So it became noisy and it was mess. My husband said, I told I can't manage anymore. My dear, marriage life is for happy living. But managing married life with Toastmaster is art of living. So I took this Toastmaster training at home, just make myself easier. One day my son asked me, Mom, who is the best Prime Minister in India? I told him, no politics. At the dining table, I was very hungry and hurried to eat my food. My daughter said, Mom, you did not pray before you eat. I said, no religion. After finishing all my work, I went to the bedroom. My husband said, Sweetie, you're so beautiful. I said, no. My dear friends, contradictions are unavoidable. On a positive note, what we agree with leaves us inactive, but contradictions makes us productive. Back to you, conductor.
1 minute of silence, please, for the judges to mark the ballots. One minute is over. And now here comes our final contestant for this evening, Toastmaster Nasheed Abdul Khalid, and his title is The Message in the Joke. The message in the joke, Toastmaster Nasheed.
How do you know who is really poor? One way is when a burglar breaks into their house at night and the husband says to the wife, "Shh, don't make a sound. We have nothing for them to steal." With any luck, they might leave something behind. Good afternoon, contest chair, remarkable judges, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Assalamu alaikum. That's a clear message about who is really poor. Recently, I was invited by the University of Science in Malaysia to come give a talk to them about innovation. Being a Toastmaster, I jumped at the opportunity. And when I got there, it was a very large audience with hundreds of people. And I told them, when I entered your building this morning, a photographer came to me and said he wants to take my picture. And I told him, wait. Aren't you at least going to let me comb my hair first? He looked at me as if I was crazy. So I got upset and I reached into my pocket and I started to comb my hair. And he looked at me even more weird. So I said, "What? Did you think I was talking about my head?" I explained to the Malaysians that innovation is not creating something new. It is using what already exists in a new way that haven't been used before, like the expression, combing my hair. They got my message, gave me a thunderous round of applause, compensated me, and sent me back to Saudi. Now, if you want to leave a message that will be passed on from generation to generation, and you want it to be sure that it will be available for everyone, and that it will be listened to, people pay attention to it, how would you do it? One way is to maybe put it in a book, a CD, or some media. My advice is to package that message in people's hearts in the form of a joke. With that, you know, people love to laugh. And with laughter, it will cause that message to be repeated over and over again. Let me give you an example. One of the problems we have is that we get excited about, we are overly impressed with titles. I once had a person who gave me his business card that said, Vice President of Cool. What is that? Or Chief Officer of Imagination. Or Master Handshaker. That may impress some people, but it didn't impress me. You could put this in a book if you want to give people a positive message. Don't be impressed with labels. Look into contents first. Or you could pass the message on as a joke like this. But before I talk about my jokes, could our contest chair, Rami Jawad, could you please stand up? Everybody take a good look at Rami. He's going to be the butt of my jokes from now on. You can sit down now, Rami. It's okay. Rami was from a small village, and he decided to go to the capital to see what it's like. And when he came back, all of the people in his village came to Rami to find out what did he see, to find out about his adventures. Now, Rami, feeling like a celebrity, he said, all I can say is that the king spoke to me. The people said, our Rami? The kings had words with our Rami? They were excited. And they decided to have a big celebration for Rami the next day. On the day of the celebration, one little boy came to Rami and said, what did the king say? Rami took the boy into a private room because he didn't want anybody to hear. And he said, I was sleeping in the streets, and the king told me to get out the way. Now, was those words worth the celebration? Another issue with people is that we don't like to take the blame for anything. We like to always blame others. So if you want to pass on a message from generation to generation, you may put it in the book. Don't blame others for your problem. Look into yourself for the key. Or you could pass a message into people's hearts as a joke, like this. Rami, I'm going to call you into work again, okay? I went to visit Rami at his house. And when I got there, Rami was on the ground looking for something. And I said, Rami, what are you looking for? He said, I'm looking for my key. So I went and I said, let me help Rami. So after looking with Rami for about 10 minutes, I said, Rami, where did you think you lost your key? He said, I lost it inside my house. So I shouted, Rami, why in the world are you looking here? He said, but there's more light here. Humor cannot be stopped or prevented. It's contagious. Use it as a means of passing your message on. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nashid. Can you come back, please? We will be observing 3 minutes of silence for the judges to mark the ballots and return to the chief judge. And all the contestants, please come up